Hey, good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Kerri Mubarak reaching out to you from wooingnature.life. This is the June reading for my Pisces friends, the little bitty fishies. So, if you guys are Piscean, this message is for you. We are going to be taking a look at your lunar cycles this month, and I will also be reading from Klaus Holitska. Sorry about that. Klaus Holitska's I Ching. So we'll be reading from the I Ching as well in this reading. So this is Gemini season. So Gemini season always brings out our dualistic nature a little bit. It gets us in touch with that some. And so I just kind of felt that it was appropriate this month to kind of focus on the lunar cycles and then to look at the I Ching as far as, where to give us a little more direction, or to give you a little more direction, Pisces. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what's happening during your full moon and your new moon periods this month, and then we're going to jump right into the I Ching and do a little bit different reading for that. Okay? All right, so this month, from a lunar standpoint, we are looking at the 4th and the 10th houses for you, Pisces. So the 4th house is about home and family. 10th house is the place of recognition. So during the beginning of the month, when the new moon comes in, there's going to be a focus around family and home, either family of birth, usually family of birth, but can also be family of choosing, whoever you feel like your family is, or where you received your early foundations. So all of your foundational work comes from the 4th house. So your family is needing you right now to help them understand some things about themselves. The moon is asking us to kind of look at others before we look at ourselves, just for this month, not always. And I'm not saying that, you become codependent, or that, you put people ahead of yourself all the time. It's not about all the time. It's just about right now during this season. The universe is asking us to kind of step away from our ego and step away from our personal focus and utilize our own energies and our own purpose to kind of stretch out and receive a little bit from the people that are around us. So in this case, this involves your family members. So as you're having interactions with your family, connecting with family during the summer months, some of you guys may be taking vacations, or at family reunions or anything like that, that this is the time that they are really needing you to step up and be in your full space, so that they can learn something about you, so that they can also learn something about themselves. And by connecting with you and reaching you and having conversations with you, they're also getting something or learning something about them. So at this time, you want to be the mirror that gives the highest form of self-reflection. Okay, you want to be operating in your best self when you connect there. So depending on the situation, and some people's family situations are tense and tenuous. If you are one of those people where family time is tense and tenuous, I highly recommend that you take some time out for meditation before you go, or while you're there, or if you're taking long vacations with family, take some time out for yourself to kind of regroup, particularly if your family is having some tensions. Take a step back from your own goals and objectives right now, and what will happen is it will actually elevate them. Sometimes you have to step away from something for it to rise up. Whatever gains that you make from the conversations that you're having, or the arguments that you're having, or that you initiate during that time, are going to take you to an even higher level. Sometimes we need that. We need that. What do you call that? A whetting stone, right? You know, to be scraped against the stone, to do the hard part, actually sharpens our tools. So you're going to be getting a little sharper from these interactions that you have with your family. So as the moon shifts into the full moon around the middle part of the month, you can expect to get recognition or you can expect for people to come back to you and say, hey, you said something to me that really meant something, or that really moved me, and I appreciate that, or you did something for me during this time that really helped me. And so whatever unselfish things, Pisces, that you are doing in relationship to your family and the people that are closest to you, it's going to make a difference, and they're going to let you know it in one way or another. It may not seem like you're doing anything all that special, but what you don't know is who and what you are dealing with. Sometimes people don't tell you everything that's going on with them, and you never know how your positive energy, or how your kind words, or how your encouragement is going to affect somebody around you, and it could be affecting the very people you think it's not affecting. So just be open to that. So a little love and a little communication at this time can go a very, very long way. Okay? So family connections really give you your props this go around. Family connections really giving you your props. All right, so I am going to jump right into the I Ching cards here. For the Holiska deck, what they recommend, or what he recommends, is that we pull the first card and then we pull a second card. So there's just 2 cards that are being read for this deck, and I thought that was like appropriate for Gemini season. That's why I picked them. Got to go with the flow. You got to get in the energy of the time and the season that you're in, because you never know what another end of the zodiac, or another person, or another energy in the zodiac can share with you. So just get into the energy of the season by picking 2 cards. All right, so I'm going to pick 2 cards for you. The first one is the number 62. Wow, that's interesting. Looks like a tightrope walk, doesn't it? And then the second card, which we will be reading the changing lines for. Look at that. Look at it. It looks like you're looking in a mirror. Beautiful. All right, so that's number 61. So we're going to read passage number 62 first, and then we're going to read the changing lines that come from passage number 61. Interesting that they're right there together. All right, I'm going to grab my glasses, and I'm going to grab the Book of Changes, and we're going to jump right to number 62. I'm going to read the main passage first, then we'll look at the changing lines, and then we'll read those for a little bit deeper meaning for some of you. So with the I Ching, some of this information may resonate with some of you, some of it may not. The main thing is to just kind of listen for what jumps out at you, and whatever jumps out at you is what you need to listen to for this season. So this passage is called Predominance of the Small. Predominance of the Small. Interesting. So this sign brings to mind the fact that the small and apparently unimportant things are often decisive. The drop which brings the cup to overflow is a tiny one, but one generating a tremendous effect. What did we just talk about? It may not seem like you're doing a big deal by going to the family reunion, but that may be the very thing that is the deciding factor for something that you have been dealing with, or working on, or working through. So sharpen your eye for detail. You will then understand better the superordinate context as well. Learn to read what is written between the lines of life. It is not enough to merely bear in mind the great and significant things. Incidentally, your chances of achieving a great success are minimal at the present. That's because you got to go and spend time with your family. Okay? So quite consciously pay attention to the finer details. For instance, look closely at everything to do with relationships that you consider to be self-evident. Nor is there any reason to hide your light under a bushel. So don't be hiding at the family reunion. Bring yourself out. Dignity lies in the simplicity of the noble, says a Chinese proverb. Wow, so I don't need to really expound on that at all. We're talking about something that may seem very insignificant, but that has a very profound effect on you. And there can be nothing so simple yet so profound